What's going on, baby? Welcome back to the House of Nerd Show. It's episode 98. 98. I'm here with my main man, Marklin and Eldania. What's going on, baby? How you guys doing today?
I went here. Elle answer first.
Oh,
Give
oh,
ladies
Oh,
first.
he introduced you first, so I assumed I would be
Oh no.
I would be pushed
That's
down
what I'm
to
saying.
third talk.
Here we go.
Well, Elle, you have the position of honor. You're at the top of the pyramid, even though it's inverted.
That's
Oh,
it, man.
well,
El knows.
I'm
She's the
well,
woman behind
and
the scenes.
I'm well, and you. Oh, thank you for giving me permission to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Here at the House of Nerd, women are only allowed to talk when spoken to. You're like, what did you want to say? What did you want to say? No.
So you read the fine print.
I did read the fine print. I did read the NDA, so I guess I'm fired after this because that was not supposed to be for public consumption.
You sure are fired after this one.
After this one.
That's like Kobe Bryant. These NBA players sign NDAs and all that stuff.
How you doing, El?
I'm fine, and you?
Not too bad?
Well,
Yeah.
too bad, not bad. A little
All right.
sad, the usual.
You sad? Why you sad? What's
Oh,
going
I'm
on?
not. Just, life in general.
Yeah. All right. And we're here with Marklin. What's going on, baby? How you doing, my man?
Hey man, you know my mom. Blessed to be alive, healthy, happy, prosperous, free, all the good things, man. Happy to hear you talk about comic books once again.
I love hearing it, man. I love the energy, bud. Yes, folks, we're here. We're live. We got a super stacked show for you today, guys, man. I don't even know where to begin. Ooh, Copper Drop, Blue Book is our read of the week. Aaron Crow's coming through the house. A little later on, he's talking Liquid Kill from What Not Publishing. It's a heater, baby. We're gonna get into our Ant-Man. Our Ant-Man.
That's a mix-up. How you mix up Aquaman and Ant-Man?
Not even the same company, man. Yeah, we're getting into our Ant-Man Quantumania thoughts. And you see how I left out the wasp there in the title there, El? You see that? You like that, eh? And we're getting into we're talking the latest something is killing the children news during our House of Nerd News Network segment. So super stacked. Al said she might not be able to go past 4.5 hours today. That's okay, because I only planned for 4 hours.
Like what? 4.5 hours? Yeah, I know. I got a book club meeting after this today.
Oh, you got the book. Oh, you got the book. Okay, Stack Sunday for my main man Marklin. And if you see that there at the bottom of the screen, please remember to smash that like if you're digging what we're doing. Al, who's in the house today? Who's in the house today, baby? Why don't we do a little bit of a roll call?
You, Juan.
Good morning to my main man Juanito. Love seeing you in the chats, baby. What's going on? I hope you're having a blessed Sunday.
Lots of main men, huh? They're gonna have to fight it out for the top spot there, huh?
Hey, now my homies. Ohio gozaimasu. Am I saying that right? Which is I don't know what that means, but I hope it's nice. It's nice, Ian.
We got Sergio in the House of Nerd. Look, House of Nerd show going live shortly. Going live.
What
you said noise.
Buenas mañanas. Yes, it is a beautiful morning.
Did they change the font on here? Because it's hard to read, or maybe it's just me.
Okay. Justin Smith in the house. Morning all. I don't be in the chats much this morning. Got y'all in my ears while I'm cooking breakfast for the fam. Hey, it's all good, my man. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you having us in the background.
Sure, I want to know what he's cooking for breakfast. That's what I want to know. Like, he's cooking some eggs, some pancakes, some blueberry waffles, muffins. That's what I want to know.
I had potato skins for breakfast because I did.
Man, is it not like 5 a.m. in your time right now?
Yeah, I've been up since like 3:30 though.
That's right. Yeah, because you live in Seattle, right? Oh, yeah, man,
Sundays
it is
early days for me, so I've been up since 3. So when I got home at like 5, I said, "Oh, I've been up long enough for it to be lunch somewhere." So I had potato skins.
Man, you were good with it. I remember I flew out to Seattle, man. You know, from like, you know, I'm in Alabama, and I flew out to Seattle. It took me like 5 hours to get there. I'm like, God dang.
Hey, shout out to my main man Richard Morgan.
Oh, that's 3 main men so far.
Hey, it's always good to see Richard in the chats, all the way from the UK. Cookie Monster, what's going on? Good morning, nerds. Happy Sunday. And she always has her little coffee emoji, which always reminds me to take a little sip. I love it. We got Canadian Cape Crusader Carlos in the house. He's saying, morning, y'all. Looking forward to hearing you guys dunk on the trash that was Quantumania. Whoa!
Ooh. I'm like, you're like, ooh.
Okay. Ooh. Carlos, I really hope you stick around for the Ant-Man portion of the show because I've got some thoughts. Curious to see what you think of it, my man. Joe Pocket, listening from work. Thank you so much for coming through. Always great to see you. Did I see Spoiler Kings in the house, baby? There we go. What's up, everyone? Spoiler Kings doing big things on their channel. Go check them out, man. They're doing some great stuff. Black excellence in film. They got a series over there. Digging what you guys are doing.
Daddy Brian. Daddy Byron. Byron is the dad, right? And Brian is.
No, you don't even know, man. English breakfast: eggs, Canadian bacon, beans, mushroom hash brown. Oh my God, that's
okay. All right, you know, I don't like the beans, but you know, I can pretty much mess with everything else, even though I'm not a Canadian bacon fan. You know.
Okay.
What? Not Canada, but you know, I'm from Alabama. We used to ham. You know. Okay. Ham, you know, sausage, that kind of stuff. Hot franks.
That's wow. Canadian bacon's the best kind of bacon, Marklin. Come on now.
Not the best kind of bacon. It's good, but it's not the best kind of bacon.
You're lying, man.
No, right, that thick cut peppered bacon is bomb from the butcher with the pepper on it. That's
y'all making me hungry. I'm trying to go on this like do smoothies in the morning thing. So y'all making me hungry because y'all know I love to eat. Yeah. You know, I got this whole it's time to eat y'all thing going on.
Who else we got in the house here, L? I'm seeing some new faces, I think. We got, who's this? Andy Schnutz. I like that name. Andy Schnutz. I like saying that. Got that good Disney dirt, like that boner in the... Oh, hold on now. What's going on here?
He's a guy spoiler. Okay.
Like that snooching, Roger. Sir, or ma'am. What exactly is happening here, El?
You know, sometimes
I feel like this is a family show.
I feel like this is you can always tell who's putting the comments up. Yeah. And there's sometimes I skim them and I'm like, I don't know about that. So But this feels, the best breakfast in the world. And I'm not accusing this person of being a troll, but it's giving troll energy.
Ian, all the way from
porn energy to me, yeah.
Shout out to Ian because I know it's got to be like 12 or 1 a.m. over there, so I appreciate you hanging out with us at this late hour.
Wendy's bacon for Cookie. You know what?
Wendy's bacon for me.
I like their bacon, but their breakfast. The first time I had their breakfast when they first introduced it, there was a bad egg in my sandwich, and I got super sick. And so I can't, but their breakfast potatoes are bomb. Those little like red potato things. So
okay. Good. And I like red potatoes, but I've never had Wendy's breakfast. I think last time I had fast food breakfast was Burger King's breakfast, and it was actually terrible because I think it's a bad Burger King by where I work. And I was like,
I think Jack in the Box has the best
the ham and cheese croissant, and I was like, this is just terrible. I'm wasting my money on this.
Yeah. That doesn't sound appealing there. Hey, listen, folks. Before we get into the show proper, I just I wanted to make a little announcement. We got a new co-host. It's official, baby. Welcome, Marklin, to the House of Nerd Familia, baby.
Oh, yes, I got a banner and everything. Right? Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. One time. Yes. And we got Hannah Dalton tuning in from Scotland. Found your channel when you retweeted me. Loving the vibe already. Oh, man, thank you so much, Hannah. It's great to hear that. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the show. We're getting into a little bit of Something is Killing the Children news later. And actually, that's so funny. That's so funny that you popped into the chats because you may make a cameo during our news segment. And you'll see when we get there. But yes, it's great news. Marklin is officially you know, one of the new hosts here. We're trying to expand. We're trying to do things. So, Marklin, man, talk to the people for a second. Let them know what's up, man. Welcome to the house, baby.
Well, I'm always happy to be at the house of nerd. You and L, brought me along, so I'm here for the ride. Like I said before we came in, I'm here to talk these good comics, man. I'll be on the Twitter feed looking like, all right, what are people talking about today? What are they talking about today? I said, what can I comment? And sometimes I let stuff go along. I'm like, I don't feel like arguing all day because I work, so I can't argue on Twitter all day. But some things I'm like, okay, maybe we need to talk about this on the House of Nerd. Hey, thank you, Cookie. I appreciate that.
100%. I'm gonna throw this one time. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
And is that from that's from Wedding Crashers? Yes.
Yes, sir. I know, man. Listen, like I told you, man. You always enjoyed having you. Anytime you came on here, I enjoy your thoughts on comic books and your energy and all that good stuff. So I said it's about time. You've been coming through the house enough. What's your saying?
He got to get jumped in.
I know. I'm saying, hey, this ain't the Disciples. This ain't the Crips. What are you talking about? I'm gonna get jumped in. I can't think of any Latin gangs right now, so I can talk about the black gangs I know here.
Juanito's saying, let's do a blood in, blood out. I'm okay with that, Holmes.
I'm saying you're going to have to pay me for that.
Okay. All right. I mean, we can take it back old school, like how we used to do it. And Hannah saying, I have another little over here. I'll drop it later. That's great. Yeah, folks. So, welcome, Marklin, again, man. Excited to have you here, buddy. And just to let you guys know a little, Marklin and Al, we're gonna be doing a little bit of a rotational thing going on because Al's doing big things in her life right now. So she hit me with the sad news that she won't be able to do this show weekly no more.
I didn't realize you were gonna tell people my business.
Oh no, we're putting it out there.
I wanted to see Yellow on camera there because I felt like she was like, "I roll."
Folks, she's having a fourth child. It's
no. Listen, and I tell you all the time, not to get political on the show or nothing, but it'd be straight to the clinic, baby, because it ain't for me. I'm done. My youngest is 5 now. I wish I would.
Hey, you better like that. Get out of here.
Straight to the clinic.
Stop having kids at 46. My mom stopped having kids at 46.
And you know what? I'm 33 and I'm done. I'm not having no more kids. No.
But my mom got 5 kids too.
I got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. I'm not having no kids.
And I thought about like,
congrats. No way.
No, baby.
No. Hey, listen, some other news. You've seen it on the socials. House of Nerd website coming soon. We're expanding, baby. I'm happy. I'm excited. Along with Oscar, from Peru all the way. to
be straight to the clinic. We are pre-choice, not pro-choice. Pre, as in I'm choosing before it happens. That is not happening. Richard said, "Had the old sniffity snip."
I tried. Oh man. So yes, folks, the House of Nerd show is expanding. We got the website opening up in the coming weeks. So if you guys are looking to join the team, contribute, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs. Shoot us an email at houseofnerdshow@gmail.com. We've already got a great, fantastic lineup of contributors with some really cool content lined up for you. So stay tuned in the coming weeks, folks. Website coming very soon. Excited about that. I think man, we're going on 15 minutes here. We're not even talking no comics. Let's do it up, baby. I'm gonna hit that video. Copper drop time. Here we go. It's copper drop. You guys know what it is. Marklin, I'll let you do the honors. Why don't you let the folks know what copper drop is about, my man?
Hey man, it's about what books we picked for the previous week. They trying to decide we're gonna cop or we're gonna drop. Usually, you and L kind of go head to head, and then well, I guess it'll be you and me going head to head soon.
Very soon.
What books get picked, and then we vote on it, we read it, and we decide whether that was a good pick or not, and we want to copy it, which means you're gonna keep getting it, buy it regularly, put it on your pull list, or drop it, which means maybe for this time you're gonna let it pass, and not follow it.
That's how you
Pretty
do it.
contentious segment too. How many co-hosts have gone through this and not come back?
I will say there's
So I
been
look forward to the first head-to-head copper drop between Sergio and Marco.
Oh my God! Wow!
put House in their business out in there.
Oh, I mean, it's on the VODs. Let's get those numbers up. Go back to episodes.
You got 98 episodes to choose from.
Yeah, listen. So yes, Michael, and you explained it just fine. Yes, last week you guys voted for Blue Book #1. This is from Dark Horse Comics, written by the great James Tynion IV, Michael Omen on art, and one of our favorite letters in the game, Aditya Bidikar. Man, I've got some thoughts on this one. But why don't we let Marco and L, once you hit the folks know, maybe with a brief synopsis and what you guys thought about the book.
Well, L, go ahead, because I missed last one. Whose book? Whose book was this? Whose pick was this?
Sergio's.
Okay, all right. I'm laughing, but okay.
You know,
L,
Blue
what
Book
did you think about it?
is a book about surprisingly not blue stuff, but it is a book about inspired by true events, abductions, UFO, aliens, and the such. Originally a Substack, now being released through Dark Horse in print.
So, L, I got a feeling you've read the whole thing because you're on James Tynion Substack, aren't you?
I am. And so for me, it's not my favorite thing, but it's not the worst thing I've ever read. It's pretty middle of the line. If you're into abduction stories and stuff like that, you'd be into it. If you're not, you're not. And for me, I always skip these episodes of Unsolved Mysteries. UFO sightings and stuff like that is just not something that interests me personally. But it's a fine enough book. But I just don't have an interest in UFO sightings and
Wait a minute,
alien
you brought up
abductions.
Unsolved Mystery, so you
Absolutely.
skipped the segments of Unsolved Mysteries, the UFOs. That was the best part to me.
No, give me the murder, give me the missing, but like not from aliens, you know?
You like my girlfriend. She'll sit and watch murder YouTube all day. I'm like, what are you doing?
And okay, L with a bit of a mid take there. Disappointed, but can't say that I'm very much surprised. Marklin, what are your thoughts, my man?
Man, I bought it. So like I said, I missed it. So I didn't even know it was coming. So I just bought it off of the fact that it was there in my local comic shop, Sanctum Tattoos and Comics.
Okay.
And it was a James Tynion title. So I bought it off the strength of that. It's here. It's James Tynion. It involves aliens. I got it, and I got to go with L. It was just okay to me. It was just okay to me. It was just okay to me.
Mhm.
What I liked about it, I liked, the setup.
Mhm.
I like they had Michael Omen art on it because I'm a fan. He is from Powers.
Love the art style, love the coloring, but the story is.
But and I love the coloring too. The blue tinge on the coloring, I love that. But however, and I had to look this up because I don't remember my pops. He used to watch all kind of random stuff. This was like a James Earl Jones movie, like back in the late 70s, early 80s, or something like that. I had to look it up. I said, wait a minute. So I know there's more story to come, but it's like it's not scoring. It was mad at me.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's mad at me. It's middle of the road for me. So if I had to say, out of 10, I'd probably give it 5 out of 10. Honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, and I'm seeing a lot of folks that I see.
Substack read was enough. I don't need a physical copy. It was fine. Yeah, like for me, this wasn't like I didn't feel the urge like, oh, I need this in print. It was just it was a fine read on Substack.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily something I was like, oh, I can't wait for the next page to drop. But I'm paying. I'm gonna read it.
And Joey saying Blue Book was meh, such a familiar UFO story you've heard 100 times before. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be the voice of dissent here. I absolutely loved Blue Book #1 from this team, man. Starting off with the premise, I got X. First, it's like Elle said, it's based on true accounts, true stories. So right there, I'm a sucker for that. involves UFOs, like strange tales type of things. So I was sucked in right away. That's right up my alley. I got a little bit of X-Files, strange but true type vibes from it. I thought Michael Oeming just absolutely crushed the art. I love this aesthetic that he's got. I think honestly it's a match made in comic book heaven, man. It fits the vibe, the tone perfectly. This aesthetic. He's got this what do you call it? Like a singular color palette here, with just the
Yeah,
blue, right?
I love the blue, the blue overtones. I love
Hmm.
that. It kind of reminds me of stuff. Mainstream like Superman Red, White, and Blue, or Superman Blue, or
Yeah.
like Moon Knight, Red, White, and Blue, stuff like that. I love this art style. But what somebody just said, people drive, they see a UFO, it gets closer, it gets closer, it gets closer. The end. That's what we saw in the first issue.
See, that's interesting that you say that. I honestly thought the build up, the tension was great. It was just like this slow kind of, it opens up. I think they're like at a diner or something. And this is based on a true story of what's their name, guys? I want to say Betty and Barney Hill. Okay,
Right,
so
and
this
they're,
is
and they're
like,
real people, and like I said,
yeah.
it's a real, it's a black guy married to a white woman, or they have to
So
dating
that's the
then.
real story. They weren't being chased by a UFO. It was the law. It was the sun setting. That's what was chasing him.
Now,
You
man, we said
I
we
love
weren't getting
Earth
to this.
country. We got to
This
get out
is
of
an
here now.
identified driving object, and it was the police.
Oh my god! Very well. That's pretty good, Al. That's
Thank
pretty good.
you.
It could have been. It could have been. No, but so we got Betty Hill and her husband, 1961. They're on their way back home from a trip from Montreal, Canada, baby, and this is their the retelling of their alien abduction. Again, I'm a sucker for this kind of Twilight Zone or
But that's the
X-Files
thing.
kind
I wish it leaned more into that and not just rely on the accounts, because I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's just another UFO story,
of. Yeah.
But the art, loved it.
Art is chef's kiss. It really is. Shout out Michael Oeming, man. You absolutely crushed this one.
He said UF Popo.
With Popo,
You have Popo.
right? So
Coming back from Canada with Canada Secrets.
exactly.
Sergio's buying it took place in Canada.
I saw. A shout out to a Canadian city. I said, okay, it's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey man,
No, but
rep your country, Sergio, man. I don't blame you, man.
I got you. And you know what, folks? So this was the main story, and then there's another really great backup story, which is features art from Klaus Janson, I believe is his name. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I love it. And then he uses the Ben-Day dots heavily in his art style, which I'm a sucker for. I love that retro classic feel to the art. And this is great because it's another strange but true tale. And this is basically it's Coney Island, like in the 1800s, like 1890-ish era. And James and the creative team, they're telling us a few different like weird but true stuff. On the right, you've got this flying man who was witnessed by hundreds of people. It was in the paper, and they actually had me doing a deep dive. I found the original New York Times article from 1880, which was crazy and wild. And then they're talking about, and you can see on the left there, the elephant-shaped brothel house. Yeah, I mean, the backup story was great, Joey. I thought it was really cool. I enjoyed the black and white. So for me, honestly, I'm gonna say Blue Book was my read of the week. Thoroughly
Read
enjoyed
of
it.
the week?
I was
Read
thinking
of the week.
something really.
Did you read anything else?
Read of the week.
Did
I'm
you
saying
read
it.
anything else?
Yeah,
Oh, hell, you cold for that.
No, I'm just curious, genuinely, because
ma'am.
there was
Ma'am.
like, I think Dragon even said he had 41 books on his poll this week, and this was number one.
Hey,
Dragon said that?
I can say that.
No, I'm saying you. I'm saying Dragon he polled 41 books, and I'm using that as a number.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's 41 buyable books this
Right.
week, and this was number one.
That good. Perfect. Stellar storytelling, build up, the tension was there. You had a little doggy in it. You got elephant shaped brothels. What more can you want? Oh, come on. And then Hannah saying the backup story
What
was
more could
just
I want?
stronger.
Well, the brothel
A
story
better
was
story.
interesting.
A better
It was
story.
Yeah.
interesting. I'll admit that.
Deviant saying, was listening from the beginning, but on the kitchen TV. Congrats to the new co-host, Michaelin. Absolutely, baby. Absolutely. So, it's a cop for me. Marklin L. What are you guys saying? Copper drop,
Oh,
baby.
I'm not gonna it's a drop for me. I'm not gonna pay for something I already read in this instance.
You're rude. You're so rude.
It's a hard cop for me. And I'll say hard cop. I'll give it issue number 2.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll give it issue number 2. But I can't. How long is this supposed to last? Is it 6 issues?
I'm
You
not
know, I don't
sure.
know if it's a limited series
I
or
think
it's ongoing.
I've seen maybe 4 covers, so I'm not sure how many.
4. All right.
4 or
So
5,
if
yeah.
I do 2, I'm at the halfway point. And I mean, and to be clear, I'm a Tinian fan. I'm a Tinian fan since he was writing
Mhm.
like gosh darn, before he got on Detective. I probably became a true fan when he was on Detective Comics and writing Batman. But
Shout
independent
out
wise,
Black
I
Clown,
love
baby.
Nice House on the Lake. I love Something That's Killing the Children. I love really Department of Truth. That's probably my favorite Tinian book right now, Department of Truth, which I thought
Okay,
this was
when
going to
you
lean towards.
when you have something as strong as that, and then this is what you're bringing us for UFOs, I feel is where I'm at.
Exactly. So I'm with you on that. Like I thought it's going to be some Department of Truth. This is a spinoff of the Department of Truth. That's what I thought this was going to be.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so we got 2 cops and a drop. Al
Mhm.
being the dissenter, the lone dissenter.
Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely recommend this one, folks. I loved it. It was for me, anyways. Yeah,
You're deflated now. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you're deflated. He
But
said, for me, it was this. I'm
but
like, oh, hey, 5 out of 10. Like I said, you got me to a second issue, which is the halfway point.
I swayed Michael enough that I say, okay, okay, I'll
But
pick up
also,
number 2.
spoiler alert: did the alien impregnate them or something? Nothing exciting is gonna happen.
I
I
don't know.
I
promise
mean,
you, it's just gonna be like, oh, we got some crud in our eyes and fell asleep at the wheel.
Well, according to Joey, he says the Barty and Benny Hill gets more interesting, so the next issue should be better. Okay. Looking forward to the impregnation by via aliens,
Yeah.
according to Al.
Now,
Anyways,
no, I'm saying that would make it more interesting. I would read
no,
it if
no.
there was some
Elle said I
tentacles.
read it and nothing happens. I read between Elle's lines on this. I read exactly what you said.
Oh,
hey Al, do you wanna screen share the nerdy stuff? We'll
you
let
don't
the
want to
folks
do
know.
copper drop?
Oh, the second half.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Why do I always forget that?
I don't, because you don't want to win.
I know. Okay, so second half of Copper Drop, myself and Al, or now Markelin, will pitch to you guys an upcoming book being released this Wednesday. You guys get to vote on it. What we're discussing. Red Zone number 1 is my pick. Cullen Bunn is the writer. Mike Deodato Jr. on art and Lee Lowridge on colors. Uh, pretty straightforward with this one. AWA bringing the heat. Let me hit you with a little bit of a synopsis if I can find it. I lost it. Here we go. So Randall Crane, an unassuming American professor of Russian and Slavic studies at NYU, is called in by the U.S. government for a secret international mission back to Russia, where his long-buried secrets come to light. When his support team of commandos is ambushed and killed, it's up to Randall to fight his way out of Russia using his particular set of skills. So it sounds like a Cold War type spy action story. It's from Cullen Bunn. It's AWA. It's gonna be heat. I'm a fan of Mike Deodato Jr.'s art style. That's it. That's my pick, baby.
Okay.
All right. Al, what do you bring to the table? Ooh,
Phantom Road #1 from
bring
Jeff
it like that.
Lemire,
Okay.
Gabriel Walta, Jordi Belair, Steve Wands. It's grindhouse horror meets high concept supernatural fantasy. Dom is a long haul truck driver attempting to stay ahead of his tragic past. When he stops one night to assist Birdie, who has been in a massive car crash, they pull an artifact from the wreckage that throws their lives into fifth gear. Suddenly, a typical midnight run has become a frantic journey through a surreal world where Dom and Birdie find themselves the quarry of strange and impossible monsters. So we got that going for us. Lemire, Jordy Belair.
Okay. Hey, listen.
Boom, boom,
I'm not
bam.
gonna lie, El.
Mm-hmm.
I missed this one. If I had seen it, this would have been my pick of the week for sure.
And I'm being quiet because I'm in the middle on this one. So I knew both. I'm a fan of both Bun and Lemire, but I think we talked about this Phantom Road a while ago coming out.
So I'm excited for love AWA. Cullen Bunn not writing horror threw me off. And I said I'm such a fan of his horror books that I was like, I was doing the slides for it and I kept going back like, am I doing the right book? Because I'm like, this is a Cullen Bunn book. And so that kind of threw me off. But when I saw,
doesn't that intrigue you though, El? Like, I want to see Cullen Bunn
because
on
I've seen
something.
I've seen him write other stuff,
Yeah?
and I don't pick it up. I pick up his horror books. But
and like I said, I mean, Cullen Bunn, my introduction to him was like, I think he was on Fearless Defenders from Marvel, but really when he had Magneto on a solo book and he had Sinestro on a solo book, that's when I was like, okay, this dude is good. And I migrated to his independent books, like the thing he just did with the big oversized one he just did, the thing in the walls. Did you read that, El?
The Thing in the Walls.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. It just came out.
I know what it's called. It's like right at the tip of my tongue.
A Voice in the Walls or something?
No,
the foul.
Oh, a foulness in the wall.
Yeah.
The foulness in the walls was really good. It was. I mean, I'm not using messed up language, but it was messed up. But it was good. I was like, okay, that was premium Cullen Bunn right there.
Hey, Sergio, take note of your co-host. Offensive language. Watch it.
I got to think about myself too. My image, my brand.
Anna saying Lemire and Belair, Jordy Belair's dope, are an instant cop for me. Completely missed this series. Excited for it. Yeah, gotta agree there. Gotta agree. Hey, take it easy, my man Richard. Gotta fly. Gotta keep promoting the Kickstarter. Check out, folks. Richard's Kickstarter is live. Issue 6 of
I think
Glam
it's the
and Glam.
last day.
Is it the last day?
Is it? I think.
Oh my goodness. That's it. Let's give him one last push, folks. One last push. Check it out. Blam and Glam number 6. Number 6.
And something some of you guys have always wanted to see might be happening in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Phantom Road, I think the one on the right is a Lemire cover.
What are you talking about? The Lemire on the right?
The one on the right is Lemire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, folks, the poll is up, and we'll be sure to remember.
Hold on, let me go log into my.
I know you're gonna log into all your burners.
Yeah. Sergio 1, Sergio 2, Sergio.
I mean, I already saw somebody said that L's gonna win this one. I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not even gonna be mad, Markel, and I'm very much looking forward to Phantom Road. And shout out my main man, Raging Cajuns Comic Baby, doing big things over on his channel. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Yeah, man, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. But whichever book we read, I'm sure we're gonna be in for a treat. Madame, what is next? What do we got cooking?
Oh, Madame, next cooking?
Did you want to screen share the
Oh, yeah,
nerdies?
Sure, why not?
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, did you want to announce it first, or are you just going to throw them up?
Throw it up, baby.
Should I hit play?
Throw it up. Oh, you can hit play? Wow.
Should I?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. Folks, the Nerdies Awards show, and I should say scaled back, it was initially supposed to be taking place early January. Things happened. It was on hiatus for a while, but everything's back. We're doing the award show. You guys voted, I think, back, what was it, in December. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, man. We're gonna have a little bit of fun in 2 weeks' time for episode 100. We are announcing the winners of the Nerdies, and we had a bunch of great categories, a bunch of great finalists. So stay tuned for that, folks, in 2 weeks' time at 11 a.m. Eastern. The 2022 Nerdies Comic Book Awards. And speaking of, here we go. Zoom that bad boy out. Here's the real deal. Let's go. Wow. Right there. Boom.
Oh, look at that. You got the little nerdies already made up.
That's it, baby. We don't play around here at the House of Nerd, man.
I know that. You come over the world like elevators, man. We can't do that outcast for you.
There you go. So excited to announce the winners, man. And what we're gonna do is next week, during next week's episode, we'll announce all the finalists once more, and including the write-in votes that you guys chose. Man, we got a lot of votes this year, so excited for this, man. Gonna have a little bit of fun, man. Gonna have a little bit of fun. Episode 100, 2 weeks time, the Nerdy's Comic Book Awards show.
And see, Sergio, this works out perfect because almost everybody else has finished their like 2022 awards, so you get to do yours on your 100th episode. So
this was all a PR stunt. Shout out to our writers.
Said no PR stunt. So Sergio's been missing. He's driving up traffic. When are the nerdies gonna come?
You should have popped up at the 100th for the nerdies, like a. So if you want to get back out there,
Okay.
if you want to go missing for a couple more weeks,
Get out of here. Hey, you know what time it is? You know what time it is, El?
sure don't.
No? All right, I'll let everybody know. It's time for a little House of Nerd News Network. Here we go, baby.
Oh wait, breaking news. The Layla Starr hardcover drops this week.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and put that on order right now because I had no idea that it was dropping this week.
Dropping this week. Super excited for that. Layla Starr, a top 3 all-time. That's right, I said all-time comic book, man. Excited for that.
I'll go on record repeatedly.
All-time. Top 3
I'll go on
all-time.
record repeatedly about that Layla Starr, that cigarette issue number 3. That's probably one of the most marvelous comic books I've ever read in my life. I'll go on record saying that. You're
a man of refined taste, Marklin, clearly.
Okay. I'm like, hey, that particular issue what drew me in. I was like, all right.
Hey, folks.
Do you guys know if anybody has exclusive covers for that hardcover or a slipcase?
I haven't seen anything really, to be honest. I just know it's dropping this week. If you checked our emails out, you would have seen that we got the advance copy for that. Just saying.
Ooh,
Well, that's why you are replacing me slowly. You're quiet firing me with Marklin. You're easing me down the road.
Or are you quiet quitting?
And I asked, I said, L's still going to be here? He's like, L's going to be here. L's going to be, alternating with you.
I didn't even know he was the new co-host until the announcement
Get
live
outta
on
here,
the show
bro.
today.
No.
Get out of
And
here,
I asked
bro.
him about you, L. I did. I said, I ain't going to throw her on the bus like that,
100%.
We got solidarity,
100%.
man.
Hey, man. That's right, Figure Drawing. I said it. Top 3 all time, baby. It's that good, man. Layla Starr, folks, if you haven't
I'll
read
say
it,
top 3
check it
boom series.
Well, you got to realize Sergio is a huge, Ron V fan. Ron V's like, it for him.
No, Layla Starr is that girl, but all time.
So, Al, I've had the news out for like the past 2 minutes. Can we get into
Do you want to
now?
get to the news? So
Can we get into the news?
unprofessional.
All right.
Folks, the big news this week: dark creators are set to write and direct the Something is Killing the Children Netflix adaptation, and I'll tell you why I am beyond hype for this. Dark, folks, happens to be the best. The best.
Your wording is so
Netflix.
funny right now. I'm sorry, but
I'm
you
saying.
keep saying dark before everything. So dark folks, dark creators.
Hey, don't make it like that.
You sound on PC, bro.
Don't do that.
But Sergio listens to color too, so he can't
Don't
be
do
too
that
far
to me.
off.
Okay, dark folks, set to write and direct.
He'll be having me laugh.
Why'd you pause? Why'd you pause there?
Oh boy.
Justin says, "My bad."
Did he
I
disappear?
derailed the
Did he
news."
walk off?
All that I'm saying, all that I'm trying to get to,
Mhm.
is dark.
But this is why I tune in the House of Nerds show, because we have these kind of conversations.
Oh man. But yes, super excited for this. So I forget the name of these of the creators, but they're writing the directing. James Tinian and Werther Daldera. They're set to co-executive produce the series. Oh my god, yeah. Not during February, month of February. Oh, come on.
Mm.
Wow. Out of pocket.
I thought that's why you led with Dark. Something is
Okay.
killing the children. I'm
All
excited for
right,
this. I think
Chambers.
it's a good match because the tone, especially like atmospherically,
Mhm.
mood wise and stuff. I think that's gonna be dope.
Yep.
And I'll say this much: every time I read, is something that's killing the children. Especially when you kind of get that kind of, it feels like a TV show because you read it, and they have this whole like big picture, something is killing the children, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm watching a TV show when I'm reading it like that.
And I hope they do that. That just that little thing that like their title screen. I hope they do that.
Cold open and they go to the title screen. Something is killing the children.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, that's what I thought they had picked Imogen Poots. That's what you're saying. That's who it's got to be.
That's one of the fan cast courtesy of Hannah the Nana. I hope I pronounced that right. Yeah. So I saw this and immediately I was like, wow, this would be great. Imogen Poots, which to be honest, I'm not too familiar. Are you guys familiar with her work? Or?
All right, she was in 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
No, she was in 28 Weeks Later. She was in the sequel 28 Weeks Later, and she was in Fright Night. That's what she was in.
Okay, gotcha. And then
the Fright Night remake with yeah, Samara Weaving. Now Samara Weaving, when she was young, was she like the girl in the
She's still young.
Was that her?
Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you meant like when she was young. I was like, she's still young.
Actor.
Yeah, when she was a kid.
I mean, like she was like 6 or 7 or something like that. They get these kid actors in horror movies so young now.
Honestly, I don't care who it is, but I would prefer an unknown if it's coming from the Dark creators. I just feel like their work excels in having a lot of people that you don't know. It's easier to get lost in the story.
Definitely. But you know what?
Wait, y'all gotta catch me up on Dark.
Go ahead, bud.
So Dark was the one that was set in the Germantown. Was it the German series or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, I think I started to try and watch Dark and I got confused. I'm like, you know what? I don't have the time to put into this, but y'all gonna make me go back and watch Dark.
I don't have the time. Oh, let me tell you, and he's gonna bully you into making sure you don't watch the dubbed version. You have to read You have to watch the subbed one.
It's true. Like a true connoisseur. Come on.
But you know what's so funny? It tells the same story.
Get out of here. No. You lose so much of the emotion and the contact.
I watch the sub version.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, between reading all these comics and all this stuff, like I'm still trying to catch up on My Hero Academia. Like I think they on season 6 on Hulu, and I'm on season 5. I'm having to go back and rewatch episodes now. So
because you're telling them like, I'll wait for the
Cabinet of Curiosities.
The dubbing
I want you. I have to wait for the dub sometime too.
Because sometimes I just like to have stuff
Watch the dub
on.
Something dark.
Yeah, but for me, sometimes I have like 3 kids and I have a lot to do. So if I could just hear it while I'm doing other stuff, I'm gonna do it.
Exactly, because I'm like usually on my laptop working on something else. Let me work on this insurance policy. Look at this house. Let me look at this. I need to be able to hear it while I'm typing something else.
Also, like I have a condition called, if I don't have all of my senses overwhelmed, then I'm going to spiral anxiety. So I need to hear while I'm playing on my Switch, while I'm cooking. So like sometimes for me, I'm not going to be able to do subbed, but I do watch a ridiculous amount of like K-dramas, and they are all subtitled. But for me, Dark, the dub did not bother me. Like it didn't care.
It doesn't surprise me. We got Hannah saying here, I would love to see Anthony Ramos.
Really? Absolutely not. And I'm sorry. And I want to be respectful to new people. Hannah, please, let's have a talk. I can't do Anthony Ramos after what he did to our girl Jasmine publicly too. I can't rock with Anthony Ramos. He was cheating on her in public and pictures came out. Ugh. And I'm sorry, I'm a Cephas forever. Can't do it. Can't do Anthony Ramos
I
with
have
his
no idea what
Kurt.
you're
I'll
talking
Anthony
yank
about.
Ramos
him
is
by
about to
his
be in the new
ponytail.
Transformers movie, right? I think that's his next
Yeah,
move.
in Beast Wars. Yeah,
Okay.
he's got the charisma of my pinky finger. I just don't like him.
Well, I mean, I know him from he played Mars Blackman in She's Gotta Have It on
No,
Netflix, the
he's just
remake.
Hamilton.
I mean, I
That's
know he's
all.
famous for Hamilton, but that's what I
Yeah.
know him from.
Well, he could stay there. No, thank you. Pass.
Okay. Okay.
He released like an
Hell,
edgy
Gavin
song
Blaine.
that said the F word in it, and now we're supposed to be like, oh, he's like a grown man now. Like, get out of here.
Man, now he gotta be almost 30 years old.
He
What are
has
you
to
talking
be
about?
easily 40.
Yeah, Anthony Ramos been floating around for
Yes,
years.
yes. Thank you,
He just look
Hannah.
young. He got a good melanin in him, Al. He got a good hit of melanin.
I don't wanna tank anybody's career, but
Man.
Hey
Man,
man, you know it's a
no.
black don't crack. He got a good hit
tell
of
us how
melanin
you
in him
really feel.
somewhere.
It was just a icky situation. And then he wrote a song about it, like trying to put all the blame on her. And I'm like, but you were the one in the club in the pictures, not her.
All right,
Don't do my homie like that. My Latino gente like that. Don't do him like that. Get out of here, Al. So quick to cancel. Get out of here, bro.
So quick.
So quick. So quick.
If it was Jasmine Cephas Jones, I'm sorry, she's my boo.
I'm just
Gotta
playing with you.
ride with
I
Jasmine.
really don't know what's going on, what you guys are talking about.
No,
Hey, listen,
I don't like Samara for this role.
my man Steve is out eating with the parents, and he's got the House of Nerd in the background. I love it, mad respect. That's how the homies do, man. Always showing the support. I appreciate you, big guy. Go check out Team Nerd here doing big things, man.
Your main man.
So then, who do you guys have any fan cast, or what are you? I should say, what are your thoughts on this? What are you guys looking forward to in the audience at home watching on the replay or live? What are your thoughts on this? Something is killing the children scene, man. What are you guys hype about? Maybe what are your concerns about? You know.
I just hope no stunt
I
casting.
think about Buffy the Vampire Slayer is what I'm thinking about. Like, is this gonna be this generation's Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I don't think so, bro.
No.
There's no way. Not with these creators, Marco. That's why. Like if it was any other set of creators, maybe. Go ahead, Beth. Sorry.
No, I'm saying my internet dragged for a second, so I lost you. But I mean, I think that's what we're looking for. I mean, it's not going to be another Buffy the Vampire Slayer because that time has passed. But people gonna look at, oh, this reminds me, because when I first picked up something, what is this, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? But it's actually much better and much deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when they get into the whole House of Slaughter and all that stuff. When they get into the mythology of it, that's when James Tynion really sold me on this series.
I'm telling you, they need to release Book of Slaughter, like the proper, like tomb, like the proper, like book hardcover with all the mythos and stuff in it. I would buy that. I would pay easily for collectors, like 100. You know what I mean? Like I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
And they kind of touched on that in Book of Slaughter. And in the back matter, there was some pages from it, but I think like a full-on history book would be sick.
Shout out Chill in the house. He's saying it's amazing we are rewarding independent creations. Yeah, man. You know, it's good to see these creator-owned books, you know, hitting the spotlight, man. It's particularly this one, which is such a great story, man. Very excited for it. And then Figure Drawing saying, I'm with L, unknown actor should be sought after. Agree with you on this one. Now, in the case of Samara Weaving and the other one was Imogen Poots, I feel like they're like not straight up unknown, but I don't think there's like I didn't know either of those.
They had their big breaks where you just know them. Like who's somebody we know? Like just using the Buffy example, because Sarah Michelle Gellar, she had been flown for years, but Buffy was obviously her big break. You know,
right?
Everybody knew her from that point on.
Oh, look at that! That's not bad, Joey.
Yeah,
Charlize Theron as Cecilia Slaughter. Hey, that's not bad.
They're gonna pay some money for that, though. Charlize got that Oscar.
I did that.
That check.
Although, Al, do you think maybe Charlize is a little old for the character of Cecilia?
No.
I always got vibes that Cecilia was like maybe like in her 30s or something.
I feel like because of the lifestyle they live too, I don't think it would be a stretch for her to look a little bit older.
Okay.
Or even move a little bit older than, you know, because like they've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Shout out Justin. Take
And
it
I just
easy,
thought
my
about
man.
something else too. People are kind of still.
Have a great Sunday, buddy.
People are looking for something to fill that gap of Supernatural too. The Supernatural ran like 15 years, and I mean, I know some people watching the prequel. I started watching the prequel, the Winchester's prequel, but it didn't really caught my attention. So the time on this is perfect, you know.
Yeah, I agree. Super duper hype, folks. Super duper hype. I can't wait, man. Like I said, just on the strength of the creators of Dark, I think there's gonna be nothing less than top tier, not just comic book television, but television. Period, man.
So how many kids do you think they could kill per episode without the
Ooh,
FCC getting involved?
but El, you got a good point because you know I always like, man, are they gonna really kill some kids on here? Like,
Because for a long time you weren't allowed to show kids being murdered or killed on
exactly.
TV.
Yeah, but this is Netflix, man.
No. This is like historically, like on television and movies, like a
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
time you
because they don't
couldn't
want to
show
encourage
that.
people to actually go out and kill
Yeah.
kids. That's why they do that.
I want that body count to be like dummy high, like ridiculous. You know,
Nah, I mean,
crazy.
what's the only show I see where they actually maybe allude to killing kids for real is like probably Chucky on Sci-Fi USA Peacock. You know, them
But even
kids have
that, they
always
would
been,
be a little old too, because we're talking about little kids a lot of the time on something
yeah. I
that's
mean, and the
killing their
kids on Chucky
children.
like high school, like middle school,
Yeah.
high school, almost high school age. You know.
One last
Yeah.
thought here before we move on. Hannah saying, I think they need at least one big name, even if it's not in a recurring role, just to build hype and hook in those initial
If they
viewers.
do, I hope it's like one of the like the dragon or one of like the leads of the
Yeah,
houses or something. Cause, but
right.
for like the characters that are gonna be shown very often,
Mhm.
I'm leaning more towards like you know not not anybody that's broken through yet. Cause then
Okay.
you also have like a clutch on them. Like we know that you're gonna be for a few seasons. You know what I mean? Versus, I'm gonna go do a movie now. Bye.
True, true. I'm with you on that, Al. I'm with you. Folks, folks, we're super excited. We got a great creator about to join us. He is one of the writers of What Not Publishing's latest smash hit, Liquid Kill. Everybody welcome Mr. Aaron Crow to the house. What's going on, Aaron? How you
Hey,
doing, my man?
hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Hey, man, we're excited to have you. Thank you for coming through. Liquid Kill out now. What Not Publishing doing big things. Aaron, man, why don't you let the folks know? I guess first of all, why don't you let the folks know a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from, what's your favorite color, what's your sign? Do
It's
you
your
like long
favorite.
walks on the beach, all that good stuff, and then hit us with a little bit of Liquid Kill. What's going on?
Right on. Yeah, I'm a comic writer. I'm lucky enough to have a writing partner with Max Hoven that I've known since high school. So I get to make some cool stories with one of my best friends. And now we're on our second book with our wonderful artist 𝐬𝐨𝐬𝐬𝐬. We did It Eats What Feeds It together. That came out in 2020 from Scout Comics. And now our new book is Liquid Kill, our wild, vivid, ultra violent action opus. It's out now, and it's a story of sadist slaughtering vigilantes, some women that you don't want to get on the wrong side of, and they're on a really personal mission this time. So we're trying to just get some people out there. Issue 1 just dropped.
That's right. Issue 1 just dropped this week, folks. From Whatnot Publishing. For those folks, a relatively new publisher. I think maybe like a year or so.
I
Um,
think we're maybe the fifth or sixth book to come out. Pretty much, yes, since last November or so. I think they've been releasing.
yeah, man. So they're on the come up. I think they released actually this joint here, The Exiled, which is not
Hmm.
your book.
Nope,
Um,
the Wesley Snipes Exiled. Yeah,
yeah.
Which is not your book.
pretty cool. I like Blade.
Hey, listen, look at this dope Blade homage cover. Sorry, man. I know this is I had to but speaking of dope covers, here let me pull this bad boy out. I had to grab. I'm a sucker for a dope homage, and not only a dope homage, but a dope hip hop homage. Look at
Yeah,
that
that
right
brow
there,
cover's cool.
man.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's been pretty much one of the best things about making comics with Liquid Kill. We have
Yeah.
some really dope variants. We got to have some amazing artists come on and put their spin on our characters. It's really really fun doing that and getting to see what people come up with. Browse that DMX homage is awesome.
So sick, man. Yeah. I think I got a. Let me throw up the screener here. Where did I put that? My goodness, there we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, flesh of my flesh,
Yeah,
blood
I
of my
seen it.
blood. You know, a classic.
Snap.
And you guys, how did you guys get Brow? Because he's great. He dropped Vermilion last year on Behemoth Comics, which folks is another fantastic book if you haven't had the chance to check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Brow was actually Brow was set up through Whatnot. With all of the variants, it's kind of there's been different routes for some of them. Max or I, found some artists, but Whatnot was able to get in touch with Brow. I think our editor Kevin, maybe even specifically, and yeah, just we're really lucky to be able to get some from him. Brow's done 2 covers for us now.
yes, I did see, and we'll tease the audience later, but I did see we've got it, his cover for issue 2. Oh man, so sick.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, you guys on
Yeah, and
top
it's
of him.
fun with this book. They get to draw like different women on the team. So now at this point,
Mhm.
Browse that cover you just showed. That's our big bad. Max and I
Yeah,
refer to her as the witch. That's the pretty much the evil in the story that we're heading towards. And then with issue 2, we got to do one of the characters on the squad, SS. So it's really fun having so many kind of cool looking women for these artists to draw.
definitely, man. So you mentioned Liquid Kill out now, folks. Go out and cop it. It's about like an all female assassin squad. If you
Yeah,
know, yeah.
yeah. In the first issue, you kind of get to meet our lead, Kai, but all of the women on this squad have a common connection. They've all been freed from horrible lives as children or youths, and now in this wild cyberpunk future, they're able to kind of dole out consequences and punishment to some people that they think deserve it, and a lot of the time, they're hurting bad people is the truth. So on this
Mhm.
mission, they're gonna come up against some evil that's gnarly enough to give them a problem, pretty much, while they're trying to rescue one of their own.
Yes, yes. So issue 1, great. I love the premise. They're a mercenary. Well, I wouldn't say mercenary squad. They're just there. You go. You got the
I
cover A
got it.
there, eh, Michael?
Like I
Yeah.
said, Aaron, I didn't know you were coming on here, so I actually just bought it because I saw it
Uh-huh.
in my local comic book store, and I said, "Oh, this looks cool." And and I was telling Sergio, I said, "Well, I gave it the 6-page flip." Like, all right, art looks. I mean, the art is what caught my attention, but the story, like, wait a minute, is it going back and forth in the past? Wait a minute, what's the ending? And then I saw this. We had this like kind of bio page on Kai, and I said, "Okay, this makes a stack for this week right here."
Awesome. Yeah, there's no doubt that 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲's art is what draws you in. He has his style, it sort of feels familiar, but to me it's very unique. You can see there's influences of different things, but it's a really gorgeous book, and his directing is great. We have a lot of fun splash pages. You said you checked the first 6 pages. That means you got a pretty gnarly splash page on page 6.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. I
yeah,
mean,
we're
okay. I mean, I do I've been reading comics. No, you go 6 pages in, you see what you pretty much need to see at that point. And then if you want to
yeah.
read past that, you need to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, there's 2 splash pages in this first issue that I really, really love. And yeah, I mean, we try to let 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲's art shine. We want to show the story as much as we can because we know he's a big advantage on our team.
Absolutely, and shout out to 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, Gabriel 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, man. Like, yeah, the art in this book, folks, is absolutely killer. I mean, you could see here a few of the pages. I think my first note, not just on the art, but the book itself was cool. Described in 2 words, cool shit. Like, I mean,
Hey,
it really is, man.
I mean, we should just put that on the cover as a quote. That'd be perfect for me. I love reply, reviews like that.
Hey, you can use it as a poll quote on issue number 2, definitely, man.
Oh boy, House of Nerds review. It's cool. That's
Cool
that's the
shit.
review from House of Nerds show.
No, yeah. If somebody says something, if they read the first issue, I think a lot of people are going to see that we're trying to put a tone out there. With Gabriel's art, we're able to do that a bit easier. But this future world is it's insane. It's blood fueled. These women are going to be the kind of anti-heroes you want to cheer for. And I think that, in issue 2, everyone gets to see a little bit more and they'll kind of understand. But this first one, we're trying to let you know that it's going to be a ride. Really, it's going to get going pretty wild, pretty fast.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we were lucky enough here to actually get a peek at the first 5 issues. Shout out to Max Hoven who hooked it up. And folks, I promise you, man, I promise you guys are in for an absolute ride. And I don't always say this, but when I do, I mean it. This is one of those series where it really does get better as it goes along. You guys just ramp up the action, the storytelling. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun, man. I can't recommend this one enough to you folks watching. Aaron, let me ask you, like, where did you, Max and Gabriel, where did the story come from, man? What was like the inspiration? What made you want to write something like this, and maybe some influences? Because I'm getting some different things from this, man.
Okay, well, the true origin of it is that when Max and I started writing together, and wanted to try and write something, it was probably, I think, 2016. And Liquid Kill was something that Max had started, and it was all born out of his love for action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Max likes martial arts. He was a fan of pretty much anything in the 70s, 80s, 90s that was trying to be over the top action. Anything from all the wonky Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, even, that just have things blowing up, or we had talking about Wesley Snipes a minute ago. I'll watch Demolition Man. So,
Man.
those sorts of things. And then within the last 5 years, I've been really into anime, manga, and I think that's kind of bled more into some of the rewrites that we've done in the last years. As far as getting 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 on board, when we first reached out to Gabriel, we pitched him a 10-page comic that we just wanted to make to show some people we could make something, I guess. But 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 didn't like that story, actually, but he liked us. And he said that he was interested in something that's supernatural, and he said he liked cyberpunk. So we wrote our first story, It Eats What Feeds It, in the vein of a sort of supernatural horror story. And we always kind of knew that if that worked out and we had a good relationship with them, that 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 would like Liquid Kill. And then so we just kind of beefed some things up for him as well to make it even more of like a world for him to play in. We say that it's, Ghost in the Shell meets John Wick. It's a very good way to describe it so that people know what you're saying. Truthfully, the story is a lot like the movie The Raid Redemption. It's called Tropa de Elite originally. It's a lot like The Raid Redemption meets like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That's high
So,
praise
like,
right there. I
yeah.
know exactly where you're coming from with both of those. The Raid Redemption
Yeah,
is the truth.
And the Raid's gonna have a Netflix remake, I think. I'm not saying that'll be as good, but like it's gonna be more common, I think, once that happens. But yeah, that's an incredible action movie that really influenced Max and I, because it's able to have a certain kind of suspense and pacing in it, even though they're kind of tactically moving from room to room and things like that. It's sort of it's like a different way of saying like they're spies, but they're really just badasses that can handle anybody. So yeah, those are all sorts of things. And then Gabriel's art, I mean, you think of a lot of older animes looking at it, but at the same time, it's got that gritty, real feeling that we want and that we like in a lot of our influences, where there's real danger in the story. That's why we like Temple of Doom. Those kids are in danger.
Temple of Doom, nice, yeah. And I love the comparison, or the maybe a little bit of influence from, you said, Ghost in the Shell and John Wick. I think that absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
very much feels something like a mix of those two IPs. And
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you guys, am I the only one who's getting slight, like, Frank Miller-ish vibes from the artwork, or not? Is that just me?
I didn't get Frank Miller vibes,
No.
but I say something that the Aaron said that caught my attention was Ultraviolet, because I remember that movie Ultraviolet that Kurt Wimmer did, and I was like, yeah, I definitely get a vibe of that,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Badass chicks with swords who can just mess anybody up,
Yeah,
That's what I definitely get.
there's definitely been a lot of attempts in the last like 15 years, it feels like, to have maybe like one solo woman that's really kind of ripping shit up. With ours, like, you have the bio page up there for Kai. On somewhere it says, evils / sadists personally killed. I mean, she's at like 600. She's bad.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're in our heads, we're almost hoping this is sort of the story people have been itching for, where some women are really able to deal out what the world needs. Some anti-heroes that you want to cheer for. So
Yeah, for sure. And I think, I like how you guys kind of tied it in, the Kai's backstory. So I don't think it's too spoilerish to let the folks who are watching at home know now.
Yeah,
So
because I mean, they just saw the scene that hooked me. I'm like, okay, I'm hooked at this point, because y'all know me. I like my violence in comics, and this is it right here, And the kills are like, oh, okay, we taking it there.
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, in the first issue, you pretty much there's one time jump to show you what pretty much like the first day Kai was freed from slavery as a child. I mean, there's a lot of heavy themes and tones in this, but it shows you that this world is very gnarly, and it's troublesome. It's a troublesome place for women to be in, just like our own world. And the fights show you that they're going to do whatever it takes, pretty much. And 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲's really able to shine in all of the fights, and we try to give them a lot of movement with the pages so that things aren't stale, and it's very exciting. I think people will really like all of that, and all of the girls have the similar backstory like Kai. Each issue you're going to have a different bio page, like you were showing there.
Yeah.
So a little bit of fleshing out like that. That's kind of a bit of the Ghost in the Shell influence, where we realize people are interested in the world from just the design and all the character design, and try to give you little tidbits to help you, but we're really focused on this story of them coming back to free someone.
Yeah, I think like these bio pages is a great way to add to the world building. I think it's neat. I read each and every one of them in each issue, and yeah, like you see, like their body counts are like ridiculous. Who was the leader in issue number 2?
Matthias.
Matthias. Yeah, I think she's over like 1,000 or something, and it's great, because they're not just killing machines. They're going after, like, the child traffickers, the sadists, and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they're all
for purpose.
they're all deadly, but what they're going after is just trying to make sure horrible things didn't happen like they could have to themselves, pretty much. And I like the bio pages just because we get to see the really kind of sweet silhouette that 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲 comes up with. Only his covers get those extra silhouette on the front.
That's right.
It's a little design aspect I really enjoy with it.
I think there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, got the Tony Infante on the left there, and then 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲's on the right.
Yeah.
Infante's is gorgeous too. Goodness.
Yeah, that's the Infante's the one I got. I mean, it's a, because it drew my attention. I was like, what is this right here? This looks cool.
Mhm.
That's actually
Really building a world with the one image. It looks like an anime box set cover to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Unreal.
love it.
Unreal. And then we've got was it the Jung-ji Kim Jung-ji on the
Yeah,
left?
yeah. The left's the 𝐬𝐭_𝐲, and then
Woo!
on the right you got the 𝐸𝐴 𝐸𝐿, my two
Man,
favorites.
stellar stuff. Like I said, man, you guys lucked out on these artists, man. Like, just killer stuff. Honestly, I think I took everything to not cop each and every single one of these variants, man.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah,
You know, he said, buy them all, man, my pockets.
Yeah.
We take it.
Yeah.
we wanted all the covers to be as cool as possible. It's just really fun for us. I mean, Kim Jong-gi and Shintaro Kago are pretty much my two favorite artists. It was sad that Master Kim passed away, but
Yeah.
it's beyond incredible to get a full illustration from them.
That's incredible, man. And then here, just to we mentioned teas. You see Brow's cover for issue 2 there on the right. That's just, again, killer, man.
Yeah, Brow's
love
showing
it.
off. SS is her name there. All of the women take on the male name or the name of whoever they were freed from. So that's why Kai is Kai and Matthias is Matthias and everything like that with the squad. It's so they always remember where they came from. So that's
Okay.
SS there, and the other cover shows the whole team with the witch in the background. Very, very cool.
The mysterious big bad who you guys tease at the end of issue 1, and then
Mhm.
for those folks reading along, issue 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, you guys will come to find out who she is, and she's not exactly someone to play around with either, man.
Well, and you got to see 1 through 5, right? You said.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah.
still have something to look forward to, because I think issue 6 is
Yeah.
pretty much the craziest comic that'll come out this year.
Yeah.
Issue 6 is pretty wild. Yeah. You saw 4 and 5. It gets going, and yeah, 6 slams pretty hard. So even you still have something to look forward to then.
Oh, buddy, I'm like super hyped for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 1 through 5 are like just set up the world building. It's kind of like, like, oh, this was focused on this character and kind of show what's going on with them, and then we're all gonna come together for to really hit the fan.
Yeah. I think once people see issue 2, they're going to understand the pacing that we're going for with the story. It's like I'd said with the Raid Redemption, so you'll know what I'm talking about a little bit. It keeps just rolling forward, and we're trying to build all the action and suspense to where it's just unbelievably exciting by issue 4, 5, 6.
And I gotta note, there's an action sequence in issue 3, folks, and I'm gonna straight up saying, no hyperbole, some of the most beautiful, dopest shit I've ever seen. I won't say too much, but it's just it features a couple pages of just this wide panoramic. Aaron, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, the kitchen.
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh my god, I legit, when I flipped the digital page, and I was like blown away, guys. I said, man, I could hear that scene. I could hear it, and how you guys are, oh man, just really, that's no word of a lie. Some of the most beautiful, some of the nicest things I've read in a long time, man. Really cool, guys. Like I said, man, just pick up issue 1 if you get the chance, and then it gets better as it goes along, man. So kudos to you and Max and Gabriel, the whole creative team, man. I think you guys got some really, really fun, some special here, man. And like I was telling you guys on the socials, man, like anything that you guys write up, it's an automatic cop at this point. Between this and It Eats, great stuff, man.
Thank you. We're gonna try and make as many comics as we can. We're gonna, some people have tried to steal Yuma's arc away. We're gonna try and keep him as long as we can and make books with him. And we're working on another story with a new artist, so maybe we'll have 2 out next year instead of 1.
That's cool. So this series here, Liquid Kill, is it finished at issue 6, or is it ongoing?
I don't know if I get in trouble to say or anything. It goes past issue 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, we have to sell comics to make that sustainable. But yeah, it's a pretty big story.
You heard it, folks. Go out and pick up these issues if you
Yeah,
want
you got to
more.
buy it. You got to buy it. We'll keep making it if people buy it.
That's it. Well, you got me hooked. You got me sold. It's great stuff. Marklin, did you have any other thoughts or any questions? Anybody in the audience? Questions for Mr. Aaron?
No, I mean, you answered my question. Was it going to go on? You know, was it going to be ongoing? Because I'm like, hey, you never know. So I'm willing to add it to my pull list in a real talk. I mean, the first issue was good. I mean, it was. And I mean, now that we've talked to him, he's kind of, tell me it's inspired by the Raid Redemption. I mean, you sold me from that point right there. And then I like Temple of Doom too. Okay.
Yeah, just great stuff, man. I mean, folks, it's really nice to look at digitally, but it's just as good. Good old physical, floppy, man. Yeah, I'm digging it, man. Congrats on this debut issue, man, and I hope we get to see beyond the first volume. And as soon as issue 6 is ready, please, guys, you gotta send it through, man. I'm dying to know, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. Super
Well, thank you
sick.
for having me on, and hopefully if we keep going, maybe make it a regular thing or something.
Yeah, man, for sure. I'd love to get you and Max and Gabriel. Like I said, I know Max's schedule's a little different. I mean, we can do something like pre-recorded or something. It doesn't have to be
Totally.
Sunday morning, man. We'd love to chop it up with all three of you gents.
Right on. Well, thank you very much. You guys have a good rest of your Sunday.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
You too.
All right, cheers. There you have it, folks. Aaron Crow, writer of Liquid Kill #1, out now. And I'm gonna just show you guys one more time. Look at that bad boy. Flesh on my flesh, blood on my blood. I saw the DMX homage. I said, yo, that's an automatic cop, man. Come on, stop. And his brow.
Now, see, sir, you're gonna make me do a DMX video. You're gonna make me do a DMX themed video with this comic,
Hey, let's do it up, man. Let's
TikTok.
do it up, man. For sure. So what else? You guys might have noticed Al had to she had to step out for a second. I don't know if we're gonna get her back in. Al, I hope you're okay, man. She got to lay off the sriracha sauce so early in the morning, man. I keep telling you, Al.
I love sriracha sauce. You're not gonna say anything bad about sriracha. That's my
I love it
right
too,
there.
bro. I love it too, Marklin. But like,
I keep a bottle of sriracha at my girlfriend's house. She's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Man, that's it. That's the new ketchup right there."
I'm telling you, man, it's deadly. It's deadly first thing in the morning, man. No, that was cool. Again, man, can't recommend Liquid Kill, folks. I think really it's just cool shit. Is the best way to put it, man.
And it was cool because, like I said, this is the first thing I've ever seen from Wet Knot Publishing. I was like, okay. I mean, and then I realized they also had the Wesley Snipes book too.
Yep. Look at this. Look at the Blade Runner. Oh my gosh. I mean, they're killing it on the covers.
I mean, they may be the new players in the game, man. Because we always talk about Boom and AWA. Vault. They may be the new people. Like, hey, look at us.
Wesley Snipes, can't go wrong. Was it Passenger 54 or 45?
Passenger 57.
57.
Passenger 57.
What's the famous rap line? Always bet on black.
He's always bet on black.
Yeah,
he's always
great,
bet
man.
on black.
Demolition Man, and yeah.
When he mentioned Demolition Man, I'm like Simon Phoenix.
Yeah, he's great. Great character. So what else do we got? What else do we have planned here? I think now we're gonna get into. We did Blue Book. We did the Netflix stuff. Ant-Man. Marklin, have you had the chance to check out Ant-Man?
I have had the chance to check out Ant-Man. I saw it a week ago today, last Sunday.
Okay. All right, so here we go, folks. Let's get back into a little House of Nerd News Network. Here we go. We're sharing our Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania thoughts. There was a lot of discourse, on this movie here, and we're asking you folks, for those who have seen it, definitely want to hear from you guys, man. What are your thoughts on this? Is it heat? Is it mid? Or perhaps somewhere in between? What did you guys think? Markelin, I'll let you kick it off. Ruben here saying Ant-Man was very Star Wars. Yes,
which is
in
not,
certain
which is
points.
nothing wrong with it. Yeah, which is nothing wrong with it. I mean, my thought was, I'm an MCU fan, but I'm also an old school comic book fan. I mean, I grew up in the era, like when I was little, my pops used to watch Lou Ferrigno Hulk. And I remember
Mhm.
being a kid and they used to play them movie of the weeks on NBC. Like Lou Ferrigno returns to the Hulk and he be with like bootleg Thor and bootleg Daredevil. No disrespect to those people, but that's how I was. Like, and I'd be so excited to see it. So I see when people complain about Ant-Man, I'm like, man, y'all don't know how good y'all got it, man. I mean, first of all, the fact we got an Ant-Man series. let's acknowledge that. Ant-Man is a tier C level Avenger. You know, the bench,
Mhm.
my homie called them the bench team Avengers. But his movies have been good for the most part. They
Yeah.
have, you know. And like I said, this was better than I thought it was gonna be because people had hated on it so much. I was like, I don't know what to expect. First of all, it was visually stunning.
Oh.
I want to go back and see it in IMAX, to be perfectly honest, because I just saw it in
Mhm.
like a 3D theater. And then, you know, what I liked about the story just went straight into it. Like, I went, oh, let's revisit all this stuff. No, we like 10 minutes in walking around. It's like, boom, the story starts. And then Jonathan Majors, you know, he the man as Kang right now. He the man. You know, I'm going to see him in Creed 3 this week. So he the man.
Oh, does that drop
Um,
this?
I enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Creed 3 drops this Friday. So, you know,
Mm.
Jonathan Majors been, you know, he been my dude since Lovecraft Country. So I'm gonna rock with him regardless.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, I enjoyed it. You know, people are hating on it, like, oh, it's blah blah blah. The Modoc stuff, people hate on that. I was gonna say that people hate on that, and that surprised me because I didn't know about this at all. But I
Mhm.
like how it ties back to the first movie. I
Oh
like
yeah, that was a big surprise. So, folks,
because
for
I didn't
those,
know about it at all. Yeah,
so fair warning, we are gonna get into spoiler territory here for you guys. Um, yeah, we were talking about who was it? So Modoc. Uh, a lot of people seem to be most upset about Modoc and his look. So the big reveal was that Modoc is actually what's Buddy, the villain from the first Ant-Man film? I forget his
Yellow
name.
Jacket. Yeah,
Yellow Jacket. Thank you,
yeah, Yellow
Marco.
Jacket. Darren from the first movie. That's who Modoc
That's
is. Remember, he disappeared in the first movie. He shrunk down a little.
Yeah, that's right. So he made a surprise return as Modoc, and I think people were hating on that specifically. They hated the look. They thought maybe it was a little cheesy that they were kind of bringing this villain who was supposed to have been gone. I thought, honestly, man, just overall, I'm not understanding, Marklin, a lot of the hate for this film. It seems to be a lot of discourse just around, is a lot of criticism. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna preface it by saying, me, uh I've been very critical of the MCU's phase 4 stuff, whether it's the TV shows or the films. I thought a lot of it was mid, to be honest, other than Wakanda Forever, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was top
But
tier.
yeah, well, we know that's your favorite
You
because you
know,
and I'm more fan.
so I'm hearing a lot of folks talking about, Quantumania wasn't very good, this and that. So I kind of went in with like low expectations, and considering I thought the second Ant-Man was only so. I was like, I didn't think it was too good. I love the first one, by the way. So
You know,
Quantumania, Marklin, I
mhm.
enjoyed this one, man. I really dig it. I thought it was a great, start to kick off phase 5. It was fun. It was funny. Visually, really great stuff, man. Like, I said this to someone else. I said this was the first MCU film that really felt otherworldly. You know, just like in a completely different
Really,
setting, just aesthetically, even more so than like the Galaxy, the Guardian stuff, which you would think because it takes place, you know, out in space, you know. But this one really felt like it's this kind of just foreign, new kind of like land. So it was I loved what they did, you know, with the kind of visual direction. And Ruben said earlier that he got a little bit of Star Wars vibes from it. I'll say in particular, the scene that very much felt like Star Wars was actually the Bill Murray when they're in that kind of like restaurant. That gave me like Star Wars vibes. And like the earlier stuff like the camp settlement. So I would agree with you, Ruben. I did get some Star Wars ish vibes, but overall, just you know, I thought this was a really good comic book movie, man. You know, not understanding a lot of the criticisms, to be honest, Marklin.
you know what? And I'm glad you brought up Bill Murray because I was surprised by that too because I didn't know Bill Murray was going to be in here. You know, and he was in there for a scene, but I was like, okay, well, this is a pleasant surprise. So
Bill
hey,
Murray is great.
I
He's the
just rolled
goat.
with it. I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but I think, Sergio, what I'm hearing from a lot of different groups I'm in is like, what I'm starting to see now is like, you guys want every movie to be like Endgame, and it took them
Mhm.
12 years to get the Endgame, basically.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it took them 10 years at least to get the Endgame. You
Mhm.
know, you're not gonna get that. And you know, this is the last Ant-Man movie. You know, I'm fine with it. I don't think there necessarily needs to be an Ant-Man part 4. You know,
Mhm.
because you know, my thought going into this like basically Kang was gonna mollywop Ant-Man the entire movie, which he basically did, especially in the end, and that Ant-Man was gonna limp away to go warn the rest of the Avengers, which he probably should. Like, hey, this dude beat the hell out of me. I think
Yeah.
I beat him. Because even in the end, you're like, did I beat him? Did I really win? You know,
Yep.
because I heard they changed the ending too. That basically it would have been more of like, yeah, we didn't quite get away. So I don't know if you heard that too, Sergio, but they said they
No, I hadn't
tested,
heard that.
they want to give a happier ending to the movie.
Oh, okay. Hadn't
Yeah, I
hadn't
heard
heard
that, the ending is, yeah. Somebody said I didn't enjoy Endgame all that much. That's blasphemy, Joe Biden. That's blasphemy.
I mean, I will say Infinity War was better
Uh,
than Endgame, but Endgame was good. So, and I was just about to ask you, Deviant. So, Deviant saying one of the big problems for a lot of people is that no character has an arc in this movie. It feels super empty. No character has a arc in this movie. Feels super empty. Let me think on that for a second. I'm trying to think. You know.
well, I mean, I could see that, but also I feel like the whole series has character arcs. Like for his daughter, you see where his daughter starts in the first movie, and
Mhm.
she's in the second movie, and you see where she's in the third movie. And even Scott, like he goes to jail in the first movie for helping somebody, and then he tries to avoid it, and then Hank Pym pulls him in. He becomes Ant-Man and stuff like that, and he inspires his daughter. His daughter loves him regardless. The second movie, he helped Captain America. He's paying the consequence for helping somebody once again. He's on house arrest. But his
Mhm.
daughter's like, I want you to be a hero, Daddy. You should be a hero. And you need a partner. And I think
Mhm.
the partnership, he's like, well, I got a partner. Well, why? She's like, well, I want to be your partner. In the third movie, Scott is enjoying all the success from like, all right, I helped somebody again. I helped save the world, and it's worked out for me. I'm rich now or successful now. But his daughter's like, but you're not helping people anymore. We need to help these people in the quantum realm. His daughter, his thing is like, I'm just trying to keep you safe. That's all I'm trying to do. Bump here helping everybody else, but in the end, he realizes I got to help these people so I can be the person my daughter respects. I mean, that's me watching all three movies like back to back.
Yeah. And I will say, Devin, I'll agree with Marklin. I think overall, you do see the character arcs. And remember, this is the third in a trilogy. So from 1 to 3, you kind of see where Scott's character has gone, even with the Wasp and his daughter. And I'll even say even just in this film, in Quantumania, I'd say he does have a character arc, right? Like he starts off at the beginning of the film, he's become a bit like what's the word, Michael? Maybe complacent or just he's like chill, like he's like I've done my thing. I saved the world. I'm kind of hanging back, trying to enjoy my family now.
I don't have to help people no more because I've made it. Yeah, basically that's where he is.
Right. And by the end of it, he realizes, well, no, like he's, he needs to be that Avenger. The world needs him. His daughter needs him to be, the hero. And that's who he is. So I would say that there is some, character development added, yeah, I don't know. I think, and then Markland, the other thing you said was everybody expects, an MCU installment to be like an end game, a big tent pole film, and that's not going to happen either, for sure. I don't think that's fair to expect that, right? I think this was a great way to kick off phase 5, right? It's introducing well, I mean, Loki introduced Kang, but now, we're really getting kind of to know where, the story arc is going, right? With the variants and the whole multiversal kind of threat that we're having. So I thought this was cool. I thought it was a whole lot of fun, you know. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a top tier comic book movie, but at the end, I went with a couple different people, and all of us, we all were like, yeah, this was fun, this was great. So I think I think Marvel did their thing with this one, man. I definitely, I'll say this, I liked it a whole lot better than any other MCU Phase 4 film other than Wakanda Forever, man. Yeah, yeah. Deviant saying he's still complacent at the end. He has a doubt and a bit. Okay,
yeah, you kill me on that.
Okay. Yeah, and it's funny.
Yeah, but I think that'll play out in the next Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he's saying for the VFX, even the artists who worked on it are saying they're sorry they couldn't do better. A lot of articles on that. Yeah, yeah.
I heard that basically they diverted resources to Wakanda Forever. That's what I heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard that basically they Marvel's like, hey, stop what y'all working on. We got to make sure Wakanda Forever looks a certain way, because I think they knew they could hit the big money thing on that.
Yeah, I thought for the most part the VFX, the CGI in this, I thought it was a treat, man. I thought it was really. I mean, with any, I think, comic book movie that's so heavily CGI based, I think you are gonna have definitely your moments where you see, oh, like the VFX could use a little bit of work, but overall, I think just from like an aesthetic standpoint, visually, I thought it was really, really well done, man. I liked it. A whole lot of fun. What did you think of Candle, buddy?
Well, man, the movies are made with $627 million, so I think they good. Yeah. I don't think there necessarily needs to be an Ant-Man 4. I think probably Ant-Man needs to show up in Avengers Kang Dynasty and probably get killed at that point. That's what I think probably needs to happen.
And okay, so Deviant is saying they changed the ending.
And that's the ending I was talking about.
Okay. And it's great that you.
And I heard that basically the studio, the test audience didn't like that. That basically, they were gonna get stuck. And they were like, well, they want to decide to go with the happier ending instead. Although it would have made sense, though. It would have made sense because, like he said, I don't have to win. You just have to make sure I don't have to win. I just make sure you don't win either.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good because I honestly felt like that's what the ending was gonna be like. That's where they were leading at, right? I thought they were gonna be stuck, and then when they weren't stuck, that kind of surprised me. So it's interesting that I mean, it's come out that they reshot the ending. I don't know. I wouldn't have minded them kind of being stuck in the quantum realm, to be honest. If anything, that was probably one of my, not thinking about it now, one of my criticisms. They wrapped it up a little too nicely. I think it would have worked better if they ended up stuck. And then there you see the great Bill Murray. What did you throw up there, bud? What did Deviant say?
Yeah. I threw it up there. Yeah, their projection, which I just saw, that it did have the biggest drop.
I saw that
7% drop or 6% drop. But I'm like, at the end of the day, does that really matter? You know, because a drop is due to what? People going back to see it or new people going to see it. I mean, they still made $620-some million. You know.
Oh, really?
They got their money back.
Yeah.
And people have talked about this movie. People have talked about this movie consistently. So I mean, you know, sometimes bad press is better than no press. You know.
It's funny, yeah. Like I said, you know, it's always I always enjoy hearing other people's opinions and stuff, and you know, a lot of folks seem to have been enjoying MCU Phase 4, and then they're really kind of hating on this one, and I'm the complete opposite. I haven't been enjoying a lot of the Phase 4, and then this to me was like a whole lot of fun, man. So yeah, hey, that's fandom for you, man. You know,
and it is weird that you say that, Sergio. I mean, it's weird you say that because I mean, have I liked everything? Well, I've watched everything in Phase 4. I've actually watched everything in Phase 4, and probably the thing I enjoyed the least was probably Eternals, but I don't really like Eternals comic books that much either. I read them, but I don't really like. Oh, the Eternals is just it, you know. You know, Wakanda Forever, Shang-Chi. I know you don't like it, but Spider-Man No Way Home. I liked all of those, man. You know, I'm like, hey, you know, this is my thing. You know, I enjoyed it.
Now,
I liked Moon Knight. I liked Captain Winter Soldier.
You liked it all, buddy. Just say you liked it all, Marklin.
You know, I didn't like it all. I mean, some things were harder for me to watch, like the Hawkeye. Hawkeye was, it took me a while to finish Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It took me a while to finish Miss Marvel, but I enjoyed Miss Marvel because I learned a lot of stuff I didn't know watching Miss Marvel. You know, Werewolf by Night was good.
Werewolf by Night was great. Yeah, I really dig that. So curious, Deviant, where would you rank Quantumania? You know, overall, maybe from the Phase 4 moving forward. You know, is it the worst of the worst for you, or like it's just kind of right there in the middle? Curious to hear. And then Ruben is saying Shang-Chi is still my favorite Phase 4 movie. I thought Shang-Chi was cool. Yeah. Shang-Chi was cool. I mean, the ending was kind of.
I think they're gonna do. I just read something that said that basically they're gonna put out Shang-Chi 2. Well, the ending is setting up into something bigger. I mean, you know, like I'm wondering, are the rings King technology? I'm thinking, are Shang-Chi's rings? Are they Kang's future technology, or are they eternal technology? That's what I'm wondering.
And then Oscar saying, at least now people won't expect as much from these movies. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Deviant saying Miss Marvel was his favorite, his best surprise from Phase 4.
Yeah,
Miss Marvel,
like I said, we'll see. It's still the highest gross movie of 2023 right now, so we'll see.
It's doing numbers, eh? Still.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Marvel, I enjoyed, but I was like, I'm not the biggest Miss Marvel comic book fan. I know who Kamala Khan is. I've seen her in stuff like Champions. I've seen her in Avengers, that Mark Waid run Avengers. But it's not like I really bought any of her single issues, you know, of her series. So I enjoyed the series, and I enjoyed learning about like what it's like being, you know, South Asian living in America and the partition and Palestine. You know, I enjoyed all that stuff. You know, I learned from it, which I think is why a lot of people didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, you know, I don't want to learn anything. I just want to be, you know, see people fight.
And now I'm like waiting for Oscar's comments here in the live chats because I know Oscar saw it too. Oscar, what'd you think, buddy? We gotta let them know. The public wants to know. They need to know what the co-editor, co-creator of the website is thinking, man. Come on, hit us with your thoughts, man. Yeah. Marco, what were your thoughts on Kang as the villain, like Major's performance and just the villain himself, like his role in the MCU?
I love Kang as the villain, man. I mean, when they first announced Kang as the villain of Ant-Man, I got mad. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because a lot of these Marvel movies have a tendency to, like, if they're to make them one and done villains. I was like, Kang is too big a villain to be one and done. But then when they cast Jonathan Majors, I got excited because he was getting that heat off of Lovecraft Country at that time.
Yeah.
And then he surprisingly showed up in Loki season finale. I said, okay. And people really dug him. And now they've announced the Kang Dynasty is coming. I'm like, all right, we're going to see it. My favorite probably appearance of Kang. Well, okay, let me say this. Two things. My favorite appearance of Kang is probably Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon. When he first showed up in there and he mollywopped the entire Avengers team. People are like, I don't know what Kang can do. I'm like, look at this cartoon right here. This is a perfect example of what Kang can do when he's at full force, like with all his resources at him.
He's no joke.
And then two, I like the mid-credit scene where they show basically Immortus, Pharaoh Ramatut, and the Scarlet Centurion, all variants of Kang in the Council of Kangs. A lot of people think they stole that from Rick and Morty, but no, Rick and Morty stole that from actually Fantastic Four Council of Reeds, which also was a play on the Council of Kangs, which came before that in the old Avengers comic books.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mark, and you're hitting us with a little bit of comic book history, because I didn't know that. Yeah,
okay. Man. I mean, read some of those old Avengers books, like around before issue 300, because that's when I was like a little kid reading them. And Kang, that's when I first saw the Council of Kangs. And of course, Hickman, when he wrote Fantastic Four, he introduced the Council of Reeds and the Council of Doom. And the Council of Doom is playing out pretty much now in Avengers Forever. I think it's Avengers Forever, where you got the Doom above all, like one Dr. Doom, the variant, is like killing he runs the multiversal Masters of Evil, where they go from universe to universe killing Avenger teams.
Okay. Oscar's saying he liked the movie. He just thinks people expect too much from movies that are supposed to entertain.
Oscar, right on point.
I think it's fair. It's just I thought it was just an entertaining flick. Nothing more, nothing less. Like I said, it's not a great comic book movie, but it's entertaining. It was fun. It was good. Yeah. And then Deviant saying, I really want to see Majors with good writing, not just, oh look, I'm bad. Look, I can flip. Casey, that actor is great. He's a great actor, man. He's a great actor. And you know what? I honestly think that the best of Kang and Majors is yet to come. I think this is just a taste, right? I think this is just.
I think so too, Sergio. And nobody ever says anything bad about Jonathan Majors Kang. Well, I've heard the worst I've heard is what Deviant said. I wish he had better writing. I wish he had more to do. I wish but nobody says like he sucks as Kang. Nobody's saying that at all.
Yeah, maybe just give him a little bit better material for him to really shine through, because he can act his ass off, Majors. So, but I think they're leaving something for his next appearances, right? Because he's gonna be all over Phase 5 apparently. So again, this is just a taste, right? They didn't want to give it to us all. I mean, I suspect. I don't know.
I mean, we know he's going to be in Loki season 2 for sure, but after that, I don't know what's coming out next.
Yeah.
But Deviant, you're right. It wasn't an Avengers level movie. I mean, it's Ant-Man. I mean, still, my first point. Ant-Man is a C-level character. I mean, you have to, he's an original Avenger in the comics, but Ant-Man had I can't recall an ongoing Ant-Man series. I mean, Al Ewing just did an Ant-Man miniseries with him. He's doing a Wasp miniseries, but Ant-Man has never been like, I gotta have my, ain't nobody checking from Ant-Man series, man.
Oscar scan. I wished all movies were like Infinity War or Endgame, but if they were all like that, people would want even more quality out of them. It's a vicious circle. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said about just kind of, I think, as viewers recognizing the kind of content that we're taking in, like we have to kind of go in knowing this is not an end game. This is not an Infinity War, right? You know, yeah. I mean, I don't want to keep going in circles. Yeah, I thought this was fun. It was cool. Yeah, and I will say this, Marklin, I am gonna
Uh-huh.
rewatch it in IMAX. I'm gonna rewatch it in IMAX.
I think it's good to rewatch the IMAX. I'm seriously
Yeah,
considering doing that, man. Because I mean,
yeah,
just visually, it's just spectacular, you know. Even though
yeah.
they admitted they shorted the special effects, but when it started, I'm like, when they first got pulled to the quantum realm, I'm like, holy snap!
It's beautiful. It was nice to look at. Yeah, man, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched it in just like a like just a regular screen. Um, it was a smaller screen, so I can imagine on a big, nice, sharp, crisp IMAX screen how that beautiful set pieces would look, man. Set pieces. um,
And like I said, Mr. The Surgeon, I don't know what the future of Ant-Man can be, especially they did Scott Lang Ant-Man, because you know, in the comics, Scott Lang Ant-Man died, and that's really kind of inspired his daughter to become Stature. So I don't know if they're going to do that in the MCU, which
mhm.
it makes sense to me. I was like, if I was them, keep that character for Avengers Kang Dynasty and kill him. And then when they come back with the inevitable sequel where the heroes win, have her become Statue because her father got killed. You know, that's what I would do. You know,
Okay, okay. Hey, what is the next installment in the Phase 5, Margaret? Do you know?
um, Guardians
Film
of the
wise,
Galaxy, isn't it?
is
Isn't
it
it Guardians of
Guardians?
the Galaxy on Volume 3?
Oh, it is. It is. And that drops what, like in May? Is that
Yeah,
May
in
or
May.
June? May. Okay.
Because I mean, technically, let's see, if Ant-Man was the first part, Moon Girl and David Donner Star is the second part, I guess, because that just dropped on Disney Plus too.
Oh, is
Have you
that
been
the
watching that?
animated stuff? Moon Girl?
Yeah, Moon Girl and David Dinosaur.
No, I haven't seen it.
Man, well,
No.
check it out. It's cute, man. It's cute. You know, I like it.
Does it tie into like the main MCU universe?
Not really. I mean, they
Okay.
acknowledge there is an MCU. They're like, oh, let's call the Avengers, but they're like, the Avengers not coming to the Lower East Side to help us, so she has to
Oh,
do it
okay.
herself, and she
Okay.
has a villain and everything. You know, it's you know, I mean, but they acknowledge like, hey, the Avengers exist.
Okay.
Devil dinosaur supremacy.
Is that from Moon Girl, bud?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You know, Lunella Lafayette, the smartest girl on earth. You know, I forgot where she is.
And then yeah,
Yeah,
Deviant.
Guardians, then
Thank you,
Marvels.
Deviant. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, he's saying Guardians then Marvels. Is Marvels this year?
Yep. It should be
It
like
is.
the fall, like November, like around Thanksgiving or something like
Oh
that.
wow. Okay.
Which we know is going to tie into Miss Marvel because that's how Miss Marvel ended, where Brie Larson's Captain Marvel showed up at the end of that. You know,
Yeah.
and we've already
Yeah.
seen Monica Rambeau, you know, Photon, you
Hmm.
know, pop in, you know, in WandaVision.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I just had a thought. So I'm not really hype about Guardians 3. I'm not really hype about Marvels. My expectations were tempered for Ant-Man Quantumania.
Mhm.
I think maybe that plays a role into why I enjoyed it as much as I did, right? Because the MCU stuff is not really kind of, I'm not hyped like I was before, for it. So I think for that reason, maybe I enjoyed Quantumania a little more. But like Guardians, we'll see. Marvels, I'll probably catch it in theaters. Yeah, glad to see Photon and Miss Marvel on the
I
big
mean,
screen.
yeah, I mean, definitely that because you know these are characters of color. You know, like hey, you know, we get to see them, especially Monica Rambeau, man. That character has had been through it through the years. You know, Eve Ewing is currently writing her series, which is good, and is exploring her kind of. I think she's going through the multiverse. It's still not quite clear what happened, but you know, she was Captain Marvel when I first started reading comics. She was Captain Marvel, and
Okay.
then you know, but I was just starting reading comics. So I was like a little kid, like elementary school age, and next thing I know, she got messed up in Avengers, and she came back as Spectrum, then she came back again as Photon, you know, and I was just happy to see that she got cast, you know, and I'm happy they connected her and Carol Danvers together because I don't think originally they were connected at all, you know.
Adios, amigo. Enjoy the Sunday, the beautiful weather down in Houston. Always jelly by Juan's post. I gotta go visit my buddy down there one of these days. I mean, Al, you bring
So,
mid takes to the show, you're gonna get mid show dismissal. Don't bring the mid takes, man. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Marklin, did you have any books that you wanted to talk about for week in review?
man, you know, I always
Maybe
got
real
books to
quick.
talk about. Yeah, I can make
Okay,
it real quick, man.
Let me hit the intro real quick. Here we go, folks. Week in review time.
All right, so you know, I'm always going to talk about my book, 𝐬𝐸. 𝐬𝐸 is always going to get talked about. So, new issue of 𝐬𝐸, number 28 came out. You know, we're still kind of riding Barnes, what I call his cycle of just killing people. That's what he's doing basically. He's killing all his characters off as he's getting to the finale. So we always talk about that. Also, Deceased War of the Undead Gods, you know, which is if you want to see Tom Taylor just kill people, you know, randomly, you know, in horrific ways, check that out. I actually did a TikTok video on this recently. Mark Millar, Magic Order number 4, you know, because Mark Millar just read it, you know, it's like his character's like he'll build them up and all of a sudden like, oh, we're gonna pull the rug up. Now you putting the wrong Titan ball.
Markle and I put Phantom Zone in the ball.
Why are you doing that, Sergio? Oh man.
Deviant. When is the Rodney Barnes episode? I'm waiting, buddy.
No, man.
Please tag me. I can't wait to check it out.
Let's see. Also, Dawn of DC, Superman number 1, Joshua Williamson and Jamal Campbell on the artwork. Fabulous, man.
Yeah.
You know, basically you setting Superman back up and we don't quite know what's happening yet, other than Lex Luthor's in his head talking to him. And you'll tease. And
did they reverse the whole people know his identity now? Is that
in Action Comics 1000, Lex Luthor basically used Manchester Black telepathic abilities to erase the knowledge of anyone remember Clark Kent Superman. And if you do remember, you can have a stroke and die, which is had to Perry White. He had a stroke because he was talking to him when it happened. And so like nobody remembers that Clark Kent is Superman except for like the Justice League and people who are like in the immediate vicinity and stuff like that who are protected.
Right.
All right. And my final probably pick of the week is going to be GCPD, The Blue Wall by John Ridley. And I know I have seen people, John Ridley has become the most hated writer in comics. So I have people can hate on a writer since Chuck Austin was writing X-Men and Superman. Because the way people just dislike his Black Panther. And I mean, there have been parts I have not liked. I will be honest. I'm not just a John Ridley stan. But his GCP, The Blue Wall, is very mature subject matter about police brutality and retaliation and things of that nature. You know, Renee Montoya, who a lot of y'all know from Batman Animated Series, she's now the commissioner of chief police in Gotham. And recruits come in. One is Asian, one is Hispanic, and one is Black. And they all kind of take different routes in the Gotham Police Department, and it ends badly for all of them.
Okay.
So,
shout out Oliver from 656 Comics. 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲? Buenos días, buenas tardes, wherever you're coming from, my man. Ruben has a question for you, bud. Does
Lex remembers because Lex is the one who did it. Yeah. So Lex does remember. And Lex is in prison right now. But he has a way of talking to Superman. Like the whole issue, somebody's talking to him, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You find the end that Lex is in prison talking to Superman on a frequency only he can hear.
Oh, okay. Really, eh?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
I'm gonna make you a better superhero because something bad is coming. I'll make you a better hero.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, you can't be distracted by this petty human stuff.
So is Lex something, would you say, like of an anti-hero right now, or?
Yeah, definitely. I would say Lex is something anti-hero. He's like, you know, I erased everybody's memory because everybody needs to know because it interferes with you being the best hero possible. And I don't know why you spend so much time with your family because it interferes with you being the best hero possible. And something's coming. I got to get you ready because, you know, you don't know what I'm putting my faith behind you to save us. but we don't know what's coming or what's got Lex so motivated to team up with Superman. He's like, one way or the other, we're a team. I'm gonna help you become the best hero possible.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I kind of like that though.
Yeah,
So
it's an
Lex
interesting
is the
take on
one
it.
who kind of had Manchester Black reset, so Superman can be like a focused hero to
Right.
kind of team up. We'll see if there's maybe ulterior motives, but I can't. I'm thinking I need to check out this this latest arc, man.
Man, I mean, it just started, Sergio. I mean, I would say
Okay.
Action Comics 1000 is when Manchester Black does this thing.
Yeah.
And then,
No, it can't be Action 1000. No, that was a while back.
Yeah, that was a while back. Yeah, they delayed it since then. I mean, this is the first issue of Superman. So I think Action Comics just had issue like 1051. It just came out. And I think 1052 is coming out next month.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this whole part is done at the DCU.
Okay, got you. Okay, man. So you had Killer in there, which by the way,
Killer, Magic Order, Deceased, GCPD Blue, and Killer. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. What else I got? I won't really get into my comics. I'll just show you some of the things I grabbed. Again, I'll throw this one up here.
That Liquid Kill, that fire cover that only you got.
Yeah. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, DMX homage. The last issue of Specs. Can't wait to dig into this. I think.
How did you feel about that, Sergio? Because I got that. How did you feel about it?
I haven't read it yet, my man. I haven't read it yet.
Let me know what you think about it.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. This is at the top of my read pile. But I've been enjoying this series. It's been a whole lot of fun. I'm a sucker for the red things. Yo, check out this sweet lovesick variant for issue number 5. This is by Jessica. I want to say Kyofi, but just I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. You guys know how I feel about lovesick. Nightwing. Little Nightwing action.
Nightwing, I got that too.
Yeah. Oh, had to.
That's a Tom Taylor book.
This is the very. Did you see this one?
I didn't see that one. That's fire, man.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Philadelphia always has some of the best covers in the game, though.
Philadelphia kills me, bud. And then we talked about something that's killing the children earlier.
Right, I got that, and that was a good issue too, man. I'm enjoying this current story arc.
Year 0, Volume 0. I've been liking what Daniel Cross has done. Yeah, I love a good zombie story.
I got to go back and reread that. I definitely got to go back and reread that.
It's good, man, and it's AWA, but
yeah, I need to read that.
And then little Junkyard Joe action.
I got that. I hadn't read it yet. I have that too because I'm a Jeff Johns fan, so I'm committed to this Junkyard.
Like I can't get enough of Gary Frank and Brad Anderson. They're just like they're an iconic duo, honestly, at this point. Yeah. And then
True.
I picked this up for my buddy, Swamp Thing Green Towel. That was the first one, right? And then this came out, I think it was last week. This was my pick of the week last week. Issue number 2.
Yeah.
Green Towel.
Yeah, I think you mixed them up. That was the first one you got in your hand now. The second one was
is this the first one
on the cover.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. This is the first one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michaelin.
Yeah, but I mean that Green Hill was fire though, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was fire. I don't know.
We got a comment here. Ruben saying, I think John's indie stuff is better than his new DC stuff. What has he been writing lately from DC?
Geiger and Junkyard Joe. The only thing he's writing mainstream DC now has got to be JSA, which is how I became either JSA or Flash is how I became a Jeff Johns fan.
Yeah. I fell off on JSA, but I haven't heard anybody talking about that at all. So
I mean, they're only 2 issues in though. I mean, but the villain is Decaton, per Decaton.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, John's indie stuff is great, man. He does what he does, I think it's about that time, folks. Hey, man, thank you guys for watching, hanging out with us on this beautiful Sunday morning / afternoon. had a whole bunch of fun, and then Ruben real quick saying Jason Flashpoint Beyond. Okay,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
buddy was saying Flashpoint Beyond is good though. So I mean, I
I
didn't.
mean,
I never,
that's
never
probably Jeff Johns' most famous story at this point, Flashpoint. I mean, it is.
Mhm.
I mean, it's been referenced on a TV show. We got a movie coming out on it, a cartoon, an animated movie. I mean,
Yeah, I think by
you
far
know,
for sure, man. Yes, folks. So episode 100 in 2 weeks' time. We're gonna do a scaled back nerdies. Tune in for that. We're announcing all the 2022 comic book award show. Excited to reveal the winners, man. You guys voted on it. A lot of great stuff. Marklin, anything else before we get out of here, buddy?
no, man, I'm just happy to be here, man. So let's see. I won't be here. Will I be here next week or is L be here next week? I think
Uh,
I'm
Al's
here.
Al's here the next 2 weeks, and then you're back on
I think I'm coming
the.
back on issue one. I'm coming back on episode 100. I know that much.
Okay, so you're back for 100, and then I think your regular rotation starts
Yeah, I'll
on
be back 100
101. Yeah,
on 101.
yeah,
101. So yeah.
yeah.
So always a pleasure to be here with the House of Nerds, man. You know, always a pleasure to talk to good comics. Always a pleasure to hear the different opinions.
For those who missed it, Marklin, new co-host, is official, baby. Welcome to the familia, and we'll do this one more time. There we go. We're hype. We're hype. We're hype. Hey, folks, that's it. We are out of here, man. Let me hit that. Let me hit that outro. Let's get out of here. It's been a long one. Thanks for sticking around, sharing your thoughts. It's a blast each and every week. Love this community. Love you guys. We're back next Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We out of here, baby.